Hello everyone, and welcome back to This Week in Mythic Plus. Now this week we have Bursting, which means that when a non-boss enemy dies, a debuff goes out to all the players, which deals 10% of their maximum HP as damage over 4 seconds. And this does stack, so if you get 10 stacks, you're basically dead. Quaking, which means that periodically there will be an AoE underneath players that does 20% of your HP as damage, and it interrupts any cast times you have. Now if you do stack Quaking, so if you stand in someone else's AoE, you'll get hit twice as hard, so you'll be getting hit for 40%. That means if your whole group stacks, everybody gets hit for 100% of their HP, so make sure you spread out. And Fortified, which means that non-boss enemies have more HP and do more damage. Now tanks, this week it's very important to keep your pulls to a maximum of 6 mobs. Make sure that you snare and stun if your pull gets too big so that you can help your group stagger the kills. Make sure you move out of the Quaking AoE if your group is very melee heavy, because that will be hitting you very hard, and that paired along with Fortified and Bursting will make you go down. If you do have a Pridas, I do suggest it this week as well. Something else that will really help out is equipping an Absorb Trinket this week, so if you don't have a Pridas and you have an Absorb Trinket, that is a very good option as well. If your pull consists of more than 5 or 6 mobs, consider using cooldowns to stay alive, stagger your defensive cooldowns, because there will be a lot of AoE damage on all the trash considering Quaking, Bursting, and then the mobs themselves also have Fortified. So don't be shy in using your cooldowns on trash this week. DPS, make sure you go with your AoE and cleave spec, because you want all of the trash to go down within 2 seconds of one another. If the trash goes down between 2 and 4 seconds, that means you're stacking up higher stacks of Bursting and actually refreshing the duration, increasing the damage it does to you. So again, remember, try to take everything down within 2 seconds of each other. Use your DPS cooldowns on trash this week. Again, with our affixes, all the focus goes on the trash. The only affix that affects the bosses is going to be Quaking, which is easily avoidable. Use your Pridas if you have it this week. If you accidentally body pull something too big and you get 8 stacks of Bursting along with a Quaking, that's 100% of your HP, but that Pridas can save your life. So if you have Pridas, use it this week. If your pull is more than 6 mobs, make sure you stagger your DPS and stagger the kills. So what you want to do is take out 4 or 5 mobs, stop DPS completely until Bursting falls off, and then continue DPS again. Make sure you move out of Quaking with the AoE underneath you, and you also stop casting when that Quaking is about to blow up. Heals. This week your AoE heal spec is going to be king and is going to be a lot more useful than anything else you do. Make sure you throw out your AoE heals when all the mobs start going down. That's when Bursting is being handed out and people are going to start taking damage. So when the mobs are starting to go down, make sure people have HOTS and start AoE healing. Also for yourself, use Pridas this week, it will keep you alive, and stop casting whenever Quaking is going to go off. It's never worth it to be interrupted. If your tank or DPSers do some kind of really big pull, make sure you use damage mitigation abilities on that pull, since trash is going to be hitting really hard this week. And also, bring water this week, you will need it. Overall, the difficulty this week is 8 out of 10. It is a very difficult week. You will be taking all of this damage guaranteed since it's unavoidable. You will be taking stacks of Bursting when pulls go down and Quaking no matter what you do. The best thing you can do is split up with Quaking and keep Bursting to a minimum. You will most likely have 1 or 2 wipes depending on which dungeon you're running this week, and the difficult dungeons are going to be the ones that are more heavy with trash mobs. So think Karazhan, Eye of Ajara, Archway, Court of Stars, things of that nature that have really big pulls. Those are going to be deadly this week. This week does require a very good AoE healer, so if your healer is lacking in gear, maybe consider doing a lower key this week, and you also want to bring strong AoE cleave DPS. Thank you all for watching, and as always, good luck out there.